All right, cyber traders, we are back here this Tuesday. Got December 12th here, 12/12. Great to see all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. Just a moment ago, I was asking what everyone was watching or trading just at this time. And Anna and Kathleen both watching the quadruple C4 therapeutics, making a strong pop up right now. And obviously, most of us should be watching this trade here. So great to have Brian, Michael, Gary back with us here right now. Let me just actually ask, aside from Kathleen and Anna, the ladies of our trading room here, is anyone in this trade currently? Is anyone actively in C4? The reason I want to ask is, well, hey, I mean, it's moving right now. We're going to obviously put this on our watch list right away to begin. But, hey, this is such a good example of why you don't want to counter trend trade, just in terms of like the opportunity to make money on the way up versus on the way down. Certainly seems as if there's a hell of a lot more opportunity to make money buying as it's moving up compared to trying to capture a top as a short. Now, I bring that to you because, hey, it popped and dropped earlier in pre-market. Maybe it could have picked up like 10, 15 cents doing that. But otherwise, the momentum is clearly on the upswings here. And especially once it ended up holding over 210 as support, that was the big level that we were looking at as resistance going into Traders Talk. Out of it, actually, when we finished up Traders Talk at 12 p.m. Eastern, shortly thereafter, that was exactly the point where we saw it come down. It held. Beautiful push back up. Listen, if this thing's up 1,000%, is it more acceptable to look for the short? Yeah, I guess. But how often do we see a stock up 100%? Literally every day of the week. We see it more frequent than anything. So it doesn't make sense or logic really to try and short a stock like this. To me, at least, I don't know. To each their own. I mean, Kathleen walking out with a smooth and easy 23-cent profit herself. She was in from 246. Beautiful trade, Kath. So easily enough, going to put this on our watch list just to begin here. The C4. It's actually a very appropriate name given the ticker. So, with that in mind, what we'll do is go from top to bottom here in just a little bit. We have a couple trades cooking, though, on top of this C4. So, ALT, we're going to just jump to here really fast. Stock ended up making a pretty good push heading into the early afternoon stages. It also popped from the morning, mind you. Really strong slingshot. But, I said this earlier in the chat. It's not as good of a swing trade as it has been a day trade. And don't get me wrong. If you held on to ALT from the get-go here, and it filled the gap on the way. Yeah, in hindsight, everything is easy to say, in hindsight. But in terms of day trading, in terms of at least in and out within the same day, well, up and down, this stock has provided great range. So, it's shortable. It actually was a great short yesterday. It was a great short back where my cursor is here, this big gap fill. So, of course, as much as it could be a buying opportunity, this could potentially be a short once we see lower highs, lower lows. Yeah, well, let's look at the trend here today. Yeah, not really seeing lower highs, lower lows, are we? So even as it was kind of curdling here, it truly never broke lower, held the structure going into 12 o'clock, popped back up over 550. So, yeah, C4, ALT, two stocks definitely just going to put on our watch list, at least to begin here, right? All right, then there was one more I wanted to at least highlight, show here pretty quick. I hope I don't jinx myself by showing this here, but GOTU had a great pop earlier today. We were calling this stock out, frequently from yesterday into this morning. TAL, another stock pretty similar. Chinese education companies. A little while back, these companies like China government were trying to make them go not profit. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know the conclusion of that story, but this is effectively the drop off that we had back in 21. It was, stock splits factoring in since. So, GOTU perhaps still has a lot more room left on a short squeeze. As much as I'm hopeful for that for myself and a few more inside our trading room here. Well, again, just be careful when the volume begins to wane down. We saw it happen here. Well, it took a while for this to hold support, move back up. It's right where we want it. This looks really good. I'm going to add this to our watch list also, but in the sense of, hey, seeing this big spike of volume, fading off after, well, let's see what happens if this ends up pulling back towards 344, 343, because should it break that, then easily game over. I'm not even looking for that move to happen. I want to see this up and away here soon. So, yeah, I mean, hey, three stocks to begin. We have three really good trades, good spreads, good liquidity. I think every single one of us should be focused in on one of these three, if not, all of them, just shortly after we finish up this meeting. Now, let's go right from the top here, ADTX. My platform's a little messy here, so you're just kind of seeing the chart. My level 2, obviously, my scanners. EDTX, I told you I would have been really surprised, really shocked if this ended up making another bounce back up after we finished up our workshop, and it really didn't. So, I'm not looking for this to take a trade smack dab in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I mean, we got better opportunity to work with likely. So, yeah, right now EDTX not really too interested. ICVX. We got a lot of X's here, I feel like, on our gainer side here. ICVX, I think this could be a buyout, perhaps. I mean, up and then flat. Normally, that to me, that spells buyout. We got a bunch of these stocks below a dollar, and XTP is like right around that dollar threshold. So I'll take a look there. It's actually trending up pretty nicely here. Nice little pop from 80 up to a dollar and change, and still holding around that dollar mark right now. Fausto brought it up earlier in the audio commentary that we do. We normally try and stay away from stocks below a dollar. But when it's right at that dollar threshold, one right now, it's a rebreak actually as we're talking. Let's see if this can at least hold. I don't mind adding this right now too. All right, we keep it going though. Otherwise, I mean, really, you got a lot of inexpensive stocks on the top of the gainers list. Perhaps you could say we normally have that, but I'm talking stocks even like $0 to $2, like really cheap. Here's the Got You trade, GOTU. Again, on our watch list already there. So Brian was shorting Kava with puts. So I guess bought some puts just as it was teetering around 38. Hey, I don't think it's going to make 100% move like we were talking about with the C4 stock, but in the sense of trend, you're seeing higher lows still develop. So there's still an issue with this, as a short. I mean, I wouldn't really be looking for a reversal per se, but, hey, if it breaks lower, then Brian's looking really good, especially below this bottom here. That would be the lower low. So, Kava as a long as a potential higher high since it made a higher low just here, bouncing back up. I'm going to put this on our watch list still. Just, hey, it could be a great swing trade too. Fausto was saying that as well. Uh-oh, my platform's slowing down a little bit here. We'll try and round up the rest of the gainers here in just a bit. View, not looking too great. ALT already have on our watch list. That one looking pretty strong still. INVZ, not terrible. Maybe I'll put this on our side list here. Got a bunch of these inexpensive, cheap stocks. I'm not like, a giant fan of that, but hey, if you're working on a tighter budget, if you're like around $1 to $5 yourself, then this is a great afternoon for you. It's a great afternoon for anyone that honestly, sees a good trend on one of these. They all have good liquidity. So it's just a matter of waiting for the breakout on one or two of them. Then we all try and attack, jump in on it from there. Uh, Bitfarms, then BKKT, the Bitcoin stocks. Not really doing a whole lot as of now. Having a decent day, up 9-10%, but I'd rather see more volatility, and especially the afternoon. We know those crypto stocks don't really make a great run. If this can get 20 cents, I think that could be like a nice little catch. But again, there's better opportunities that we've seen on these crypto trades. So you got to know when to be picky and choosy on them. All right, so let's see if there's anything else looking good on the way up, folks. Just type it in the chat board here. Definitely let me know. I might put that INVZ on our main list at the end. That wasn't terrible. Got a bunch of stocks down percentage wise, though. I mean, all of these are actually hard to borrow on my platform, so that's a little caveat there to them. But EFH8 down EFHT. Geez, my dyslexia. Ended up seeing this drop off early, down 67%, but really little volume actually. I'm seeing there only 377,000 shares total on the day. That's like nothing. Wow, got to actually look at that a little bit closer there as we go through. Geez, what is like the top 25 just hard to borrow? Oracle. There you go. Fausto had this on the morning list earlier today. It's right at the lows, approaching big psychological level off 100. So, I'll slip this on our list here too, seeing if this could break lower perhaps. Got Boyle down 9 to 10%. Possible that this could be a short. I know that one of our students was looking at Oxy earlier today, breaking like 52-week lows. I'd rather actually Oxy than that Boyle if you're looking at like gas, natural gas or oil, either way. But let's see if there's looking anything even sharper. GoPro, Wish, not really looking too great there. Blue from the other day. This has been all over the place. Looking at the daily chart here, big pop up, big drop down. So, in the sense of volatility, we actually appreciate that. I'm sure this will make some sort of rebound over time. We'll see it, on the gainers list, maybe 1 or 2 days. Hell, if not, then obviously it's going to keep dropping if it doesn't hold support soon over like $3 or 280. But eventually this could be a good short squeeze again. All right, so folks, up, down, left, right, more than 5%. Just let me know if there's anything else looking good here in the chat board or on social media here otherwise. Sam says Oxy's buying another oil company for 12 billion. Jeez, that is a large amount there, Sam. And not only that, obviously, in terms of a buyout, when a company is spending money to purchase another company, you'd imagine a bit of a gap down or drop off, just in the sense of just less cash flow, perhaps, or whatever the case may be there. Kind of similar to when there's layoffs in a company because there's actually less expenses to be said once a company is done laying off. But that's not obviously a healthy sign long term, just as a day trade. That's kind of what you see. Let's just check out our trusty Benzinga Pro scans here before we finish up. MOB, not really making a great push, up 13.5%. Maybe we'll check that out. There's our C4. Not really a whole lot that we've really missed. So let's just check out that MOB trade. Yeah, when I'm getting charts like this, I think that's my cue to finish up right now, folks. Last one we said it was on the side list, the INVZ. At this point, after running through everything else, it definitely doesn't hurt us to add this to our watch list here. So, yeah, I'll do just that. It's still at the highs. It's over 250 even. So, I like this trade. Lastly, we'll check out some side list stocks. AMD just has been an absolute machine of late, up once again today, bouncing off support at 136. Uber, nice pop back up actually for Uber, approaching that big level that we covered earlier today in Traders Talk at 63. So, you know what? Maybe I'm a little biased, but Uber, it's not up a lot percentage wise, mind you. But, if you're going to buy option calls on it or just day trade it, 63, big level from yesterday. Bill, one of our students, loving the Uber trade he has been as a swing. So, all right, cool. So I'll do that at least. I think for right now we have a good mix now at this point. We had a bunch of cheap stocks to top the list off, but now we have Uber, we have Oracle actually on the way down, Kava actually there too. So nice little variety for all of us here. New students, experienced students, students working on a tight budget, students that have a little bit more flexibility to trade the more expensive ones. Either way. All right. So, folks, hey, we had just finished up our Traders Talk workshop earlier today. Just keep that in mind. So, you can go right on our student portal on our webpage to get the full rendition of that workshop, including all of the previous recordings that we've done over the last calendar year, basically. If you wanted to get access to all of those workshops, just join us inside our live trading room for that. We simulcast on YouTube as well, but, to be a full student, you have access to all of those recordings. So, make sure that you scan that QR code on the top left of the stream if you're on social right now on YouTube, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc. Just to join our students like John, Ravina, Leda, Kathleen, and all of us there right now. All right, but for all of us there, hey, Rich will be on the mic in about 15 or so minutes. I'm going to refresh on some water here. I'll be in the chat board up until 3:30. If you see something, say something, folks. Michael here at the horn saying M dropped off. Down 7%. It could be a gap fill over time as like a short swing, but not really too interested in it right now, though, Mike. I like what we got. We have a good list. I want to start and stick with what we got here. Obviously, if you stray away from this list, you're going to miss out on trades like C4, trades like the ALT, among several others. But, again, folks, we'll start and stick with this list and then go from there. All right. Talk to everybody soon.